Hello, and welcome to A Word of Hope for Holy Saturday 2021. We have experienced the Last Supper, the institution of the Eucharist on Holy Thursday evening. We have celebrated the Passion of our Lord according to John yesterday on Good Friday. And today we just wait. We're sort of in that in-between time. There's no Mass today, as you know. There are no readings for Saturday of Holy Week until we get to the Vigil this evening. We are in between the crucifixion and death of our Lord and his being raised up by our God. We are waiting. We don't have all the answers. We don't have all the certainties. We wait and we wait, as they did 2,000 years ago. It reminds me of an old friend in a wheelchair that I once met at a nursing home where I was giving a little concert, singing old songs from the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. And this man in his wheelchair was all bent over from crippling arthritis. He was so tiny and he was so frail. He was strapped into his wheelchair to keep him from falling out. His fingers were all gnarled and pulled tautly against his chest. He couldn't hold his head up. It was like his cheek was glued to his shoulder. And yet all through this little concert I gave, he sang and he sang and he smiled sideways at me. When I went to leave, he asked me before I left, he said, "Father, could I give you my blessing?" And he prayed the longest, most beautiful blessing over me I've ever received. And I realized from that experience that man too was in between times, in between his probably former strength and glory and what he was headed toward. And yet in that in-between time, he was as joyful as could be. What he was waiting for, he knew was greater than what he was going through. What he was hoping for was greater than his suffering. We celebrate that in-between time on Holy Saturday. And I invite you then to take all your suffering and to put it at the foot of the cross. Not racking your brains out trying to figure out why you're suffering or what the solutions and answers to it are. Just putting them there. And then just praying to believe in what you are waiting for, which will be greater than what you are going through and what you are suffering. Let us join the disciples in this in-between moment with all the trust and hope and faith that we can muster as we await the joyful sounds of Easter. God bless you.